Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this awesome 2021 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus that we have for sale. One awesome battery electric vehicle. If you're looking for a battery electric vehicle, the Model 3 is a great way to enter into electric car ownership. I think it's one of the best electric cars in the market, and on top of that, I think it's one of the best cars on the market. And I'll explain to you why I believe all these things are true. Alright, so let's start talking about the basics of this one. So the Model 3 Standard Range Plus is what you'd call Tesla's entry level vehicle. An entry level is relative, you know, at its price point. It's, you know, MSRP is comparable with like a BMW 3 Series, Mercedes-Benz C-Class. So the Model 3 is considered a premium compact luxury sedan. This is a 2021, you can see it has 6,897 miles. It has the amazing autopilot software, which is traffic aware cruise control, great for driving in stop and go traffic. Here's a video of me using autopilot on a back road near my house in the 2018 Model 3. You have to understand that autopilot is mainly designed to be used on the highway, so if you are using it on back roads like I am in this video, you need to be extra diligent and pay attention because it's not going to stop for stop signs, it's not going to necessarily stop for pedestrians or animals crossing, it's not going to slow down for corners. So if you have autopilot set at 40 miles an hour, and all of a sudden a 15-mile hairpin corner comes along, it's not going to slow down. So you either need to turn it off or slow the vehicle down for those upcoming events, or just use the autopilot on the highway, which it's mainly to be designed for. But autopilot also works on, you know, freeways like I-5, but like I use it a lot. It works great like on Pacific Highway and stuff like that, and really congested areas like in Federal Way, stop and go traffic. It's actually a godsend. I'm so spoiled by Teslas. We have about 15 pre-owned ones in stock. We do really well with battery electric vehicles. We have about 20 battery electric vehicles in stock, if not more. Teslas obviously sell the best. They're, like I said, some of the best EVs out there. So I'm pretty spoiled. So whenever I have to run errands for the dealership, you know, sometimes I need to pick up, drop off cars. I might be running around on the highway for an hour or two. I'm spoiled. I'm going to take a Tesla. I can pretty much drive any vehicle I want on the lot to run errands, but for me, any other car just seems like it's more work. I love how comfortable they are. I love the user interface. I love how my phone syncs with the system. I can stream music off my phone. It's just a happy driving experience. I actually get a little excited when I get to drive a Tesla, believe it or not, and that says a lot because I've been in the car business over 20 years, around cars all the time. It's hard for me to get excited about cars, but Tesla, so I've kind of been a breath of fresh air for me. They're so different, they're so cool. They've kind of made me a little bit more, I'd say a lot more excited about cars these days. All right, so that's talking about autopilot. We have premium connectivity. You'll get about a month trial when you add this to your account. So premium connectivity is basically a cell phone transponder inside your vehicle, so it can stream like these Google Maps. It can stream music. Great music streaming stations. Obviously you can also set it up with like your own like streaming channels that you might subscribe to. I think like iHeartRadio. There's a few others that work there. And then when the car is parked, you can't do this while it's driving. Like if you're waiting in line for a ferry, you can watch Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Tesla tutorials. You can play video games. They're constantly adding video games. And then there's a toy box where they have kind of like the silly things like the whoopee cushion. They have a colorizer, so if you do decide to wrap your car and change the color, you can match your car avatar to your wrap. It can play a light show. The light show flash will play music. It has a boom box where you can talk through your horn. You can make your horn sound like a goat. You can make your horn sound like a fart. There's a multi-track recorder. You can cut an album. There's a sketch pad. It goes on, and they're doing over-the-air updates, so they're constantly adding new and new features. Here's a recent over-the-air update. So the Model 3 first came out in 2017. This is an update they did in 2021. So 18, 19, 20, 21. So for 4 years, Tesla did not have this feature, but Tesla figured they could use the existing, you know, hardware in the vehicle, the cameras, and do a software update, and then boom, look at that. Now when you put the signal on, you have these blind spot cameras. There's no other car manufacturer I know of that can do things like that, because the majority of the functionality is in the screen. It's not tied to hard buttons, so they're constantly adding features. They've added Sentry mode. You can pull up live camera views of your vehicle. There's cameras all around this vehicle, so from your Tesla app, you can pull up live camera views. You can actually, talk if there's someone's, creepy around your vehicle. You can get on you can talk through your horn and say, "Hey, get away from my car." You can set the climate control system. You can start the car. You can open the windows. You can set the climate control. If someone's using your car or you forget where you parked it in a big parking lot, you can find your car through the app. You can subscribe to software through your app. You do all your service through the app. You communicate, you pay through service, all through the app. The Tesla app is another amazing part of Tesla ownership. Great backup camera as well, really crisp HD camera. 2021 is a great year for the Standard Range Plus. For 2021, they did a little refresh on the Model 3. They upgraded the interior, so you have kind of the wood trim that extends to the doors. I really love the redesigned center console of a wireless charger. That's a nice feature. So the Standard Range Plus has a motor in the rear. The long range Model 3 has a motor in the front and the back. So if you do want all-wheel drive, you'd have to get a dual motor long range version of the Model 3. But for most people in the Pacific Northwest, they're fine with rural drive. We don't get too much snow around here. So fully charged range is about 250 miles on the Model 3. We have a slider right here so you can control the rate of charge. Tesla only actually recommends that you charge to 80–90% during daily use for the happiest life of your batteries. Lithium-ion batteries don't like to be charged 100% all the time, so that's why they have the slider. Plus it takes a little bit extra time to charge that last 10–20%. Also, with regenerative braking, your car is less efficient. If you charge your car to 100%, you won't be able to recapture energy through regenerative braking, so that's another reason to only charge it to 80–90%. Then we have the amazing Tesla supercharger network. You can use this car to navigate you there. You can see there's one in Federal Way, there's one in Auburn. And then what happens if you're going on a road trip? Well, Tesla's got your back. Let's say you want to drive to Spokane, which is well out of the range of a single charge of this vehicle. Tesla's going to figure it all out through for the navigation system. So it's going to say that you're going to go to North Bend. When you reach North Bend, you're going to have about 33% left on your battery. You're going to have to charge for at least 25 minutes, and then it will get you to your destination. So you'll have enough juice. And then there's also non-Tesla chargers. You can have an adapter to use for non-Tesla chargers. There's level 2 charging, like the LeMay Museum has charging. A lot of restaurants and parking garages and hotels, they have charging. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get things figured out, it's pretty easy, because for most people, most people don't drive more than 100 miles. So to have a fully charged range of about 200–250 miles, that's going to be plenty of range for most people's daily commuting. And you have to think, your house is like the gas station. You set up a 220 service at your house. You get adds about 30 miles of charge per hour. You'll have a full charge when you wake up the next morning. And for those of people that actually don't drive that much, just on a basic wall charger, a 110 outlet, you can probably add, I've done this before when I've driven Teslas to my house. You can add about 60–70 miles of range overnight, coming home around 7 o'clock and leaving for work around 9 o'clock the next day. So for some people, that's plenty. We sold a Tesla Model Y to a gentleman who lives on Vashon. Vashon Island's not that big. So he was happy just to find out that he could get 60–70 miles of range out of his wall outlet, because he doesn't drive that much on Vashon Island and doesn't drive off. So for some people that's fine, but for other people, probably the best way is to have that 220 outlet set up in your house. The current EV charger just needs a special adapter for 45 bucks, and that will be able to fit into a higher capacity plug, like 1450 I think is the most popular design right now. Very safe. You have the weight of the battery is very low, making it very low rollover risk. It's actually one of the safest vehicles that you can buy. When the NHTSA tested the Model 3, it pretty much excelled in every single area. So according to the NHTSA, the Tesla Model 3 is pretty much one of the safest vehicles on the road, one of the lowest probabilities of injury in a vehicle accident. Also good performance, even though this is the least expensive Tesla, least powerful, 0 to 60 still in 5.2 seconds, which is very fast at sports car territory, top speed 140 miles an hour. And with the way the battery is so low, not only does that give it a very low rollover risk, but it also makes it stick to the road and handle like a sports car. We always have a great selection of Teslas. Come in and check them out. I think you'll be very impressed. And thanks for taking the time today to watch this video.